to take a stack of recent sources, articles, reports, intelligence briefs, and quickly get you well informed on Poland's current border tensions and its evolving defense posture.
We're aiming to pull out those crucial nuggets of knowledge, give you a comprehensive but still concise snapshot.
Right, because what we'll uncover is this fascinating blend of, immediate domestic frustrations kind of colliding with major international security concerns. It demands a really delicate strategic balance.
And what's striking right off the bat, looking at the sources, is we're seeing tractors back at the frontier. Significant disruptions.
Yeah, our sources confirm Polish farmers have relaunched a border blockade with Ukraine, specifically targeting freight, this time at the Medyka crossing.
And Medyka isn't just any crossing, is it? It's a vital transit point, known for heavy commercial traffic, especially agricultural goods.
Precisely. And the farmers are warning of rolling actions. Could go through the afternoon, maybe longer, depending on, how their demands are met.
So for anyone involved in regional logistics or even just watching the political scene, you can definitely expect, prolonged delays.
And a big spike in what the reports are calling political noise. It's a very visible protest, brings a lot of pressure.
And what truly stands out here, I think, is how quickly these sort of localized actions can ripple outwards. They affect far more than just the immediate vicinity.
How so?
Well, beyond the immediate slowdown, what our sources reveal is that these repeated disruptions are, perhaps paradoxically, accelerating diversification of Ukraine's export routes.
Accelerating? That's interesting.
Yeah, it's not just a temporary hiccup. It's forcing a longer-term strategic shift in regional logistics, pushing some trade towards rail, even sea, despite the higher costs.
So it's an economic pressure point Ukraine's being forced to adapt to?
Exactly, impacting their critical export revenues, potentially straining their wartime economy. And crucially, it also complicates the delivery of vital aid and military supplies.
Creates bottlenecks.
Bottlenecks with real, tangible consequences for the war effort and for regional stability overall.
Okay, so ground level tensions are high. But as if that weren't enough, Poland's also looking skyward with, increased vigilance.
Right. While farmers are protesting on the ground, the skies above are also seeing activity that's causing significant concern.
Our sources say Poland confirmed 2 drone incursions just this week.
And they're directly linking these to heavy Russian strikes happening in Ukraine, very close to their border.
Fortunately, no physical damage reported from these specific incidents.
No, but it's unequivocally clear that Polish readiness, especially its air defense posture, is incredibly high. These aren't just, stray incidents.
Not in this climate.
Definitely not. They're happening in a very tense geopolitical situation that demands constant vigilance.
So placing this in a broader context, these drone flybys, they're more than just isolated incidents.
That's what the intelligence briefs suggest. They're increasingly seen not as accidental overflights, but perhaps as low-cost probes by Russia.
To do what?
To test NATO's early warning systems. Maybe their rules of engagement, but without direct, overt provocation.
So less about immediate damage, more about signaling, intelligence gathering.
Exactly. Testing response times, assessing the effectiveness of integrated air defense. It's psychological signaling as much as anything.
Which definitely reinforces the urgent case for robust, layered air defense systems for Poland and the eastern flank, really.
Absolutely. It's not just about immediate protection, but about maintaining deterrence, preventing a potential miscalculation from escalating.
Okay, so with all that happening, the border issues, the drones, what does this mean for Poland's defense strategy? It seems they're just waiting around.
No, they're actively enhancing their capabilities in a very significant, forward-looking way.
Right. Our sources detail that recent acquisition. Warsaw signed a $120 million deal for new military kit?
That's the one. And it's not just any equipment. We're talking GBU-39B small diameter bombs. SDBs?
SDBs. And these are for their F-16s and also their future F-35s.
Correct, which is key. What makes these SDBs particularly important is they offer a longer range and, crucially, a precision punch.
So a significant upgrade to their aerial strike capabilities.
Yeah.
A more sophisticated tool.
Definitely. Which, raises that important question. How does this new acquisition fit into the current threat landscape? What does it tell us about Poland's strategic thinking?
Well, how does it fit?
If we look at the, let's call it deterrence math here, the timing and the nature of this SDB buy look incredibly pragmatic, especially with those recent drone incursions in mind.
Okay.
These GBU-39B SDBs are crucial not just for precision, but because they can be launched from significant standoff distances, keeps pilots safer.
Right, out of harm's way.
And critically, their compact size means a single F-16 or F-35 can carry more of them, up to 8 SDBs per aircraft.
8. Wow. So they can hit multiple independent targets in one go.
Exactly. It dramatically increases mission efficiency, reduces pilot risk, and, well, it provides a significant deterrent force. It shows a clear intent to strengthen their self-defense and potentially retaliatory capabilities.
That's a powerful statement about deterrence.
Yeah.
But I mean, considering the cost and the whole geopolitical climate, are there any voices in the sources suggesting this might be seen as, I don't know, overly provocative?
Yeah.
Or that the money could be better used elsewhere, given things like the farmer protests?
That's a very fair point. And while the overwhelming sentiment in the sources views this as a necessary defensive move, there are certainly analyses that discuss that delicate balance.
Okay.
Some reports subtly raise the question of whether an intensified arms race could, escalate regional tensions.
Yeah.
However, the prevailing view, especially from within Poland's defense establishment, as noted in the briefings, is that a strong, modern military is the most effective deterrent.
So they see it as filling a critical capability gap.
Precisely. It's about demonstrating strength to prevent rather than provoke a conflict. It really speaks volumes about their assessment of the regional environment.
Poland's assertive move to upgrade its own arsenal. It definitely raises an interesting question. Is this confidence, self-reliance, or maybe a hedging strategy given the shifting landscape of international commitments?
That's the crux of it, isn't it? Which brings us to the broader alliance picture. Because what happens in Washington clearly has significant implications for Warsaw and, frankly, all allies on NATO's eastern flank.
Right. Our sources report a positive assurance. Former President Trump apparently told President Karol Nawrocki, who's a prominent figure in Polish politics, as detailed in our sources, that U.S. troops will stay in Poland.
Which sounds like a strong public statement of commitment.
It does. But there's also this significant counter-narrative circulating. Washington is currently debating a broader pivot that could trim Europe programs, shifting resources elsewhere.
And that debate, even if it's just a debate right now, is understandably worrying allies on NATO's flank. They rely heavily on that bedrock U.S. commitment.
It's a really complex signal, isn't it?
Yeah.
You have high-level verbal assurances, but also these very real policy discussions happening simultaneously in Washington.
Yeah, and what truly stands out here is that tension. The tension between verbal assurances and the concrete signals of potential policy shifts, especially for frontline nations like Poland.
So in terms of alliance calculus, as you put it.
Well, while assurances are certainly reassuring, funding signals matter just as much, if not more, to allies.
When the money talks.
Exactly. When budget lines are discussed, when congressional debates focus on reallocating resources, that's where allies perceive the real commitment being tested.
So Poland's decision to hedge with its own big procurement, like that SDB deal.
It's a tell. It really is. It suggests that despite positive words, there's a deep-seated need for self-reliance, a certain degree of strategic caution about long-term, unwavering alliance support.
They're not putting all their eggs in one basket.
Seems that way, which speaks volumes about their strategic foresight and how they're assessing potential future uncertainties.
That insight about funding signals really hitting home is powerful. But hang on, some reports we look at also emphasize the symbolic weight of those high-level verbal assurances, especially for deterring adversaries. Is there a risk Poland or other allies could misinterpret these dual signals from Washington?
Absolutely. That's a core challenge for alliance cohesion right now. Adversaries often look for cracks, for any perceived wavering. These mixed signals create a very nuanced environment where allies are forced to make their own interpretations and potentially their own long-term plans which might not always perfectly align with the broader alliance strategy.
It's a delicate dance, then, between maintaining trust and projecting strength.
A very delicate dance.
So, to sort of pull it all together, from farmers' protests, clogging vital borders and creating economic ripples, to skies humming with drones testing security, and Warsaw adding advanced reach to its military toolkit, it's clear Poland is navigating a profoundly complex, very dynamic situation.
Yeah. Our deep dive really reveals a nation grappling with immediate domestic frustrations, tangible external threats, and that intricate dance of international alliances all at the same time, shaping its present and future.
So if we connect all of this to the bigger picture.
What these developments in Poland really highlight is that ongoing tension. Tension between immediate, tangible threats, the complex economic realities of a region in flux, and, well, the intricate dance of international alliances.
Which leaves us with a question for you, the listener.
Exactly. How do nations on the front lines, like Poland, effectively balance securing their immediate borders and ensuring domestic stability, all while building long-term strategic resilience in this rapidly shifting global landscape? Especially when you consider the sometimes conflicting signals, both verbal and financial, from their major allies.
It's a strategic tightrope walk.
It really is. And Poland's choices today will undoubtedly shape the future of Europe's eastern flank.